afternoon, dear viewers. Welcome to the third session of 𝗜ញ្ញាIndustry Insiders. Today, we are privileged to have amongst us a dynamic chartered accountant, CA Vivek Agarwal. Born on 2nd December 1981 to Mr. Rajkumar and Mrs. Meena Agarwal, CA Vivek Agarwal qualified as a chartered accountant in May 2009. As a feather to his cap, he also holds the qualification of DISA from ICAI. He is a full-time practice for the past 12 years under the aegis of his firm, Mrs. Vivek Agarwal Associates, and he is having his office in Siliguri. His illustrious career spans across various interest areas from academia, from consultancy to various service industries like hospitality, education, health, ferroalloys, iron and steel, construction, print media, and many more. That's quite a wholesome. Welcome to our show, welcome to our campus, CA Vivek Agarwal. We are really privileged to have you with us today. So, just on a very simple note, just on a very casual note, the world of finance is evolving all around us. It's changing rapidly, leaps and bounds. Something is happening even beyond our imagination. Some black swan events are also happening up. So you as a professional, you as an astute finance professional, how do you look at the things? So what do you think? I mean, what are your advice for the young students who want to take the plunge in this nuanced world of finance?
Excellent. See, as a mentors, as you said, I'm a faculty for different institutes. So the main thing which comes into place, apart from the academic empowerment, we need to empower our students to be practical.
Okay.
Now, our students should have a practical approach whenever they go for certain financial courses, and in future when they turn up to be financial entrepreneurs or practitioners.
Okay.
So we need to empower them with the practical knowledge of how finance works. It's how they grow up and jump into the field of finances. Finance is very risky, as we know. Yeah. It has ups and downs.
Yes.
Even people tend to get greedy at some times when a lot of financial things comes into their place. But it all depends on how mentally we are strong, and we need to get our students inculcated with those practical approach so that they keep themselves away from the negatives and get closer to the positivity of finance.
Very well said, sir. Okay, that's true. That's true. That's true. So, how do you think, sir, the entire study of chartered accountancy has evolved over the years? It is one of the most prestigious and pristine and one of the oldest courses we are having in our country. And ICAI has got a very brilliant reputation all across the world. We all know that.
Absolutely.
So, sir, how do you think, as a member of the ICAI, as a practitioner of chartered account of this coveted profession, how have you seen this entire profession evolve in front of your eyes?
See, as we all know that the Chartered Accountancy course has been set up by an Act of Parliament which was passed long back in 1949, the Chartered Accountants Act of 1949. In fact, we have seen the Chartered Accountancy course grow leaps and bounds.
Okay.
The crisp factor of the Chartered Accountancy course is that the course is updated very periodically and on a regular basis. Okay. So none of the course materials of the Chartered Accountancy course is obsolete.
Okay.
Seeing the Chartered Accountancy course materials, several institutes have developed which who have even now started to get experts involved in their academic curriculum to update their course curriculums.
Fine.
CA course, as you just said, it's one of the most respected course. Let me apprise you that it is the second largest accounting body in the world. And the CA course for the students is one of the most robust courses held worldwide. CA course has evolved, as I said, that they are updated in the course curriculum. And a few more things which I would like to highlight is that the CA course not only gets into the academic part. The CA students have to get into 3 years of practical training after crossing the intermediate examinations.
Okay.
They even have 2 sessions of practical training of 15 days during the intermediate course, and just before they finish up their final examinations, the 15 days integrated course on information technology and soft skills.
I see.
First one is the preliminary course and the second one is the advanced course.
Okay.
So these courses are conducted by experts who are experts in the field of information technology training, soft skills like communication skills and all, and which helps the students of the chartered accountancy stand at par with other professional courses.
Fine.
And have an edge of other, because we groom our students in such a way that they turn up. So even institute like yours, I think you also are having the grooming classes for the students and all. I think they will turn up very good after the grooming classes.
That's true. So very recently, Inspiria has launched a course in BBA in ATA, which has been which is abbreviation for the BBA in Accountancy, Taxation and Auditing. So it is focused primarily and mainly on how the students are. If any student is willing to take up to carve out his career in the world of finance and taxation and accounts and auditing. So sir, how do you think that once the student gets to this BBA in ATA, that will help him in take up the chartered accountancy course or the other courses in finance as well?
I think the abbreviation which you said, that ATA, and which stands for Accounting, Taxation and Auditing, I think your students will definitely get an edge when they enroll into the chartered accountancy course. We have 2 entries for the chartered accountancy course. Now when your students, they are since now into the bachelor's course, so they will opt for the direct entry scheme, which is that if they qualify as a bachelor in business administration from your institute, they need to secure at least 60% in the final exams, and they can get a direct entry to the CA course. So they don't have to appear for the CA entrance examinations, as we call the foundation exam. They need to register themselves directly for the intermediate course. Now intermediate course also has specific subjects on accounts, taxation and auditing. So once they are known, they have a background training on accounts, taxation and auditing, I think they are surely going to have an edge of over other students who don't have those practical aspects on taxation and auditing. So sir, will this BBA ATA help the students only in the chartered accountancy course, or if somebody is desirous about getting into some other domain areas of finance, some more specialized, so will it help in those areas also? So what are other areas? I'm sure it is going to help, because chartered accountancy is a professional course, and it is, as I said, it is reckoned as the most robust examination course across the world. And when you talk about other fields, you have several other fields. There are people who qualify as BBAs and they can opt for engagements as professionals also, or engagements as a employee also in different sectors like service organizations and business enterprises, where they can help their businesses grow according to the taxation rules and all. So they surely have an edge over.
They will have an edge over. That's very good, sir. So many of our students, they just come up with one very common query. So what is the difference between accountancy and finance? So how can we just differentiate in a very simple word, so that our young students who are just desirous about making their career into it, they can get the distinction very clear in their mind?
When we were young, we used to learn about sets and subsets. Those small circles we need to make. So we can say that accountancy is a subset of finance. Finance is a huge thing which comprises a lot of things. Accountancy is a part of it.
So being such a such a diverse area, there may be some other courses also which can create some interest in the minds of the students apart from chartered accountancy.
Besides to the chartered accountancy course, there are several courses like cost management. You have company secretaryship coming up. Company secretaryship course has recently had modifications also. And since the world of finance is growing, you have come up with a new course. I think as the pandemic has taught us learn new things, work from home. So several other things we are going to see in the future coming up, and where professionals or students who have an age on the finance will surely grow up leaps and bounds.
That's great. That's a very endearing news at this point of time. One thing more, sir. Of course, chartered accountancy is fraught with risks and failures also. And there are cases where people really become very desolate, they get disheartened. So what is your advice on that? I mean, what would you like to share? What are your insights regarding that? How to manage this failure management?
Failure management is difficult when you take failure as a loss. If I speak of myself, I see failure as a challenge. When I fail, I get up more zeal to fight and win the race again. CA course, yes, it is one of the robust courses, as we have been repeatedly talking about. There are other courses also which are robust, but we need to train our students in such a way that when they face an examination, they have nothing to be fearful about. The more prepared you are for the examinations, the more preparations you have taken, the less fear you have. As the saying goes, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's absolutely applicable for the fear management.
That's great.
So that's how I will advise your students to manage the fear. There is no reason to be fearful of examinations, be it the CA examination or any other professional course or even your course.
Okay.
So they need to be prepared, and I think your faculties will prepare them in the best way possible.
We too hope so, sir. We too hope so. And I really appreciate it, my dear viewers, what sir has said, that don't take failure as a failure. Take failure as what kind of an impetus or a fillip that is going to give you that energy to trudge ahead and to just overcome all your obstacles. So last thing. So the world of finance, as you know, you just want to said at the very onset there, at times greed overwhelms us. We get carried away and we get into such a trajectory where we shouldn't be going, that forbidden trajectory. So how important do you feel is to have a robust, a kind of a moral and ethical infrastructure mindset while dabbling into the world of finance?
See, when we talk about the ethical infrastructure in finance, it is a very huge thing. When we talk about the CA course, we have a ethical standards board, a code of ethics, which we all need to follow very, very specifically. Okay. There are several rules which have been built, and if we go ahead and break any one of them, we need to face severe consequences with the ethical standards board. Okay. I think apart from this, when you don't have an ethical standard board or something hanging on top of your head, you need to be ethically strong. You need to be brought up in such a way that we don't go across and fall into the hunger of the greed. So we need to keep ourselves away. And one thing is that when someone gets what he wants from an ethical practice, I don't think anyone will choose to go unethical.
That's true. That's true. So you suggest that in order to survive in this world of finance, in order to excel in this world of finance, besides having that technical knowledge, we should also be very strong, deep within, morally, ethically. So we should always try to uphold this pristine profession and this pristine field of study. Thank you very much, sir, for joining with us. It was a great session with you, viewers. I hope you too. All of you got very deep insights, very insightful with all these highly intellectual talks by our sir, whatever he, CA Vivek Agarwal, shared with us. I think it is going to take us miles ahead while traversing this journey in the world of finance. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I look forward to another session with you.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.